So when we talked about two-port network, some two-port that blinked in my mind is this transformer.
Okay.
Where you give input and then you get output voltage as a scaled down or scaled up version.
Correct.
So I have two terminals, two ports there.
Yes, that's true. Correct.
So we should be able to represent using some Z or Y matrix.
Correct. That's right. So maybe we'll look at the transformer now.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I remember is it has got two windings.
Correct.
Basically two coils.
Correct. So I'll just say transformer as a two port is what we want to look at, right? So as you said, you have two coils in the transformer.
Yeah.
And normally a transformer means the two coils are coupled.
Yeah.
And normally linked, coupled very tightly.
Correct.
Right? And if you want to couple them very tightly, you can't just, just wind it. You can see normally when you want to build an inductor, what you do is you can just take a piece of wire and coil it.
Yeah.
It'll give you some inductance. But if you want to get lot of inductance, you want to take maybe ferromagnetic material and wind the coil around that. So the inductance depends on mu, which is mu naught times mu r.
The permeability of the material.
Correct. The magnetic permeability. So you have mu is mu r times mu naught.
Yeah.
Right? If you just don't use a ferromagnetic material, mu r is 1 for r.
Yes.
You'll only have mu naught.
Yes.
You are trying to increase that because, if you just take a simple, normally the inductance depends on the number of turns. It depends on the permeability as well.
Correct.
You want a lot of inductance in a small amount of area, you will want to use a ferromagnetic material. So normally you will take maybe a piece of ferromagnetic material, like an iron core or something.
I remember in my school days, I used to wind it on a nail.
On a nail, correct. That's true.
Which is also a soft magnetic material. And so, then you connect a battery, it will become magnetized.
That is true.
And then it can attract another nail and so on.
Correct. That's true. So
the mu r that you are talking is the relative permeability of that nail.
That's correct.
That's
correct. Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So this is your core. Can be iron.
Correct.
And you can just, wind the wire around this.
Exactly.
You will get more inductance.
Yes.
Right? You can increase your L for a given number of turns and so on.
Yes.
Now to build a transformer, we can do something similar.
Yeah.
Except we need to kind of couple them, couple the magnetic fields, which means we should wind them on the same core.
Yeah.
Right? So there are many ways to do this efficiently. So, you can think of it like this. I guess one easy way to do it is to wind them around a core like this.
Yeah.
Right? If you want them. Otherwise, you can also wind them like this, no? You can take like this. So one way to do this is to like this and sorry. Am I drawing it correctly?
It's correct. It's correct.
Like this.
Yes.
This is one way to draw it.
Yeah.
Other ways, I can do the same thing what I did here. I can do like this. Same thing, I don't have to use a square shape. I can also couple them a little bit like this, no? So it's all about how you take the wires. You can have many shapes, right? You can have a ring, you can have a square. I assume all of them will couple quite strongly.
Yeah.
Right?
I think the ring and the square will couple strongly.
This one maybe not so much, no? It'll be
because
weak, no?
I remember this magnetic field is a flux path is like current. It's a closed path.
Closed path, exactly. So this one will couple very weakly.
Because here half of this has to go through air.
Has to go through the air. Perfect, correct. That's right. So this one will have low coupling.
But it will be much better compared to having no core.
Having no core, correct. That's right.
So when we are saying coupling, it is magnetic coupling.
Magnetic coupling, correct. That's correct. So now this is an easy way to build a good transformer. So you take a closed core, tie to or wind two wires.
Yeah.
You actually get a two port, no?
Yes.
Like
yes,
you said,
Yes.
you have a primary and a secondary.
Yes.
Right. So some L1, V1, V2.
Yes.
And you can say that the current entering is I1 in port 1 and I2 in port 2.
Yes.
So you can treat the transformer as a two port as well.
In fact, one advantage now I see is, let's say I want to electrically not connect with the primary side.
Correct.
Let's say one side I have maybe large voltage, some 220 kV.
That's true. Yes.
Which I cannot go and measure.
That is right.
If I measure, that will be only one time I can measure.
Correct. Correct. And that will be the last thing to measure also. Correct.
So let's say I want to scale down. So I think the number of turns play some role, no?
That is right. So there is a relationship between the number of turns and
Yes,
the
yes.
correct.
Yes.
That's right.
So if let's say primary voltage is V1 and primary has N1 number of turns.
Correct. So if this is N1 number of turns and the secondary has N2 number of turns. So the understanding is that the
I think the volt per turn
is constant. Same. That is correct. That is
because when you excite the primary, the whatever voltage applied is across the primary.
That is correct. Because the same flux is linked
to the secondary.
Yeah. So because of that, per turn the voltage will be
same.
The same. That is correct. So you can write it like this: V1 by N1 will be V2 by
N2. Exactly.
Or V1 by V2. This is written in many ways.
Yes.
The more common electrical way of writing it is like this.
Yes.
Because you are interested in the ratio of voltages.
Correct.
But actually what you are saying is right. V1
Correct.
by N1 is V2 by N2. Correct.
So that way I was mentioning about the scaling down the voltage.
Correct.
So N2 can be a very small number.
Correct. Correct.
So the voltage will scale down.
Voltage will scale down.
Let's say scale down to 220 volt. That is equal to our. So,
that is correct.
So we can measure.
We can measure it. That's right. So the turns ratio will be decided by how you want to change the voltages.
Yeah. So whether you want to step down or step up.
Correct.
So I was mentioning the isolation.
Correct. That's right.
I'm not touching that 220 kV at all physically.
Correct. That's true. You only touch the lower voltage side.
Correct.
That's true.
So such things may be required in electronic circuits also.
Correct. That's right.
You want to electrically, there is no direct electrical connection.
There is no direct
two
electrical
circuits.
Connection. Absolutely.
Still, I get the power and signal at the secondary side.
On the secondary side. That is correct. In a lot of industrial settings, you might want to measure. You might want isolation.
Correct.
And you might want to measure.
Yes.
That is correct. So, yes, so we talked about the isolation, we talked about the turns ratio.
Yeah. And you were also mentioning coupling.
I was also talking about mutual coupling. So, one thing I wanted to ask, we talked about the voltage, but what about the current? Because it is not so obvious to me.
Yeah. So, one thing, see, we said N1 number of turns and you have marked I1 is the current going through that.
Correct. So each turn will have the same current, no?
That is true. So in fact, there is something called equivalent to EMF.
Correct.
There is something called MMF.
MMF, that's right.
Magnetomotive force.
That is correct.
So which is just current into number of turns.
That is correct.
So I think in the case of transformer, the current ampere turns.
Correct. Will also be constant, right?
Constant.
The magnetic, because they are coupled, strongly coupled, the magnetomotive force will be the same on both sides.
Correct.
That's what we, correct. So, we say that I1 times N1 is I2 times N2.
Yes.
So, the ratio of the currents will be the inverse of the ratio of the voltage.
Yes.
Right? Will be N2 by N1.
Yeah.
Correct. So, another way to imagine this is if you take an ideal transformer, there is no power loss.
Ideal one.
Ideal one.
Yeah.
So which means V1 times I1 is the power going into the primary side.
Yeah.
All of that power must be coming out from the secondary
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
So if you apply the input power of V1 times I1, that has to be equal to V2 times I2.
Yeah.
Which means the ratio of I1 and I2 will be the inverse of the ratio of the power.
Correct.
That is also true.
So actually we are powering the
Primary side.
Correct. When you say ideal transformer, if secondary is open, it should not draw any current.
It should not draw any current. That is correct.
So secondary power you are not taking.
Secondary power I am not taking.
Now when you connect some load in the secondary, actually there is a voltage, so there will be a current.
There will be a current.
Now the flux produced due to this I2
yes
will be opposing the primary.
Will be opposing the primary. That is right.
So there will be a reduction in the field. So there will be an extra current drawn.
That is correct.
So that is how.
That is
I think we need not go into the details.
That is right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Correct.
So from there we get this relationship I1 and equal to I2 and 2.
Correct.
So that's called this ampere turns balance. No?
Ampere turns balance. That is correct. So the MMF ampere turns balance.
Yes.
Correct.